Hey everybody, it's the FAB Box Giveaway. I am so excited about this. And I'm going to be interviewing some incredibly wonderful women who've gone through the TechPixies program who have set up product-based businesses. And this year for Christmas, we are going to be giving away 5 FAB boxes. The FAB Box Giveaway starts today, and it's going to run from now until the 10th of December. So today is the 19th of November. So you might be listening to this on replay. So that's okay. You've got until the 10th of December to get your hands on a FAB box. And that's techpixies.com/giveaway. So I'm just going to put that up there. And then I'm going to invite some special guests to join me today. Now, Annette Shaw is our first guest. So Annette, you are going to be donating your handmade star-shaped, of course we love stars at TechPixies, star-shaped soaps.
Yes.
And you use natural and vegan ingredients. So first and foremost, before we talk about your soaps, let's just talk about you and your journey. Mm-hmm. How did you hear about TechPixies? What's your experience been like? And what are you doing now?
Okay, well, the first time I came across TechPixies was in a Facebook advert, and I became curious and I thought, I'll have a look. And when I saw what you guys do, I thought I really need this because, I'm in the business of setting up a life coaching business. I'm a life coach and specialize in supporting professional women who've been bullied in the workplace, which is something I unfortunately had personal experience of. And I thought, I really need to sharpen up my social media skills. And I think, having joined TechPixies, that was, back in late February this year. It's been a fantastic experience because, the support, the mindset training, and, I'm also becoming more confident with using social media. Plus, I'm also working on becoming more confident in posting videos. I've now actually got a good background behind me.
So don't worry about it. But here's the thing. I think what I want to talk about with the soap, though. So as you were working with your, as you were being bullied and you were coming out of that in the workplace, you found solace in crafts and in creating things.
I did. Yes. I found solace in creating things at that time. And I mean, I still do it. I was very much into paper crafts and I still am. But I keep adding other things to it. And I think it was in 2019, after I visited my best friend in Germany, who had been making soaps for some time. And I talked to her about it. I asked her all sorts of questions. And so I decided to have a go myself.
Well, and this was an important part of your recovery, which is why I love this. I love the fact that you've donated these star-shaped soaps to the FAB Box because it represents a lot. It represents a woman who was bullied in the workplace, a woman who found a way through it, through crafts and through soap making, and is now supporting other women on their journey to recover from being bullied in the workplace. I mean, to me, that is such an incredible gift that you are giving to other women. And I'm so thankful that you have donated your soaps to our FAB Box. And I know the lucky winners are going to.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to do that, actually. I am feeling honored that I have the opportunity to do that.
I love that you do have the opportunity to do it. Well, tell me how your world, how your life has changed since February. What's different about you now that if you were to go back to yourself in February when you were trying to make a decision, do I join TechPixies? Do I not join TechPixies? What would you say to yourself then?
I feel like I am progressing, and I don't think I would have done that if I hadn't joined TechPixies. Because I'm learning all the mechanics of social media, how it works, how the algorithm works, because it's all very, very important, and you need to know that. And I'm looking at my stats to see what sort of engagement I'm getting on my posts.
And which is your favorite network to work in?
My favorite network? I think it's probably Facebook, and the second one is LinkedIn.
That's really interesting. Well, and of course, on LinkedIn, you're going to be connecting with a lot of women who would have been bullied in the workplace and need
Yeah.
that support.
Mhm.
Tell us how you're leveraging LinkedIn to reach women who might have been bullied in the workplace.
Well, I make contacts. I have made, I connect with women, the sort of, who are in my target audience, which are sort of like senior administrators, which is my professional background. And
Why do you think senior administrators are the ones that get bullied in the workplace more than others?
well, I don't know whether they are, but I have heard quite a few that they work for difficult, as they call it, difficult bosses. But what could be going on? It could actually also be classed as workplace bullying, because I suppose they work for,
That's
they
a
work
really
for
good that's
people.
a really good point though. A
Mhm.
difficult boss can
Mhm.
actually be it can feel like a bullying, it can be a bullying situation. You just don't know it's a bullying situation.
Yes, you don't know you're being bullied. You think, oh, they're just being difficult, and that's how it was. Sometimes they said, oh, he or she is like that with everybody, and I think, oh well, at least at least I'm not the only one who's being singled out.
So
But
tell me what
it
some
does.
of the signs are between like a difficult boss and a bullying boss.
Well, I would say a bullying boss is probably somebody who gives you very tight, unrealistic deadlines to work to, and then suddenly at the last minute changes the criteria that you have to work to.
And there's an
Micro-
expectation that you have
yeah,
to get that thing done.
always micromanaging. It's when you think, oh God, they're always breathing down my neck, and just making your life really, really difficult. And you quite often find that it's somebody who themselves isn't up to the job, and they kind of, unleash all their frustration on the people who work from them, which could be the personal assistant or somebody else in the team. And
Well,
yeah,
Janet,
and
who's listening to this live, she says,
Mhm.
I've had experience of this and it's great to give this support, Annette. So, Annette,
Mhm.
I want to just thank you for being a part of our community. I want to thank you for donating these soaps. I know how much they mean to you. I know how
Mhm.
much learning how to make soap helped you heal through the process of being bullied at work.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
we're just so thankful that you're part of the
Mhm.
TechPixies community. And I appreciate that you jumped on today to tell your story.
Yes, and I'm very honored to be part of this community. I think it's one of my best decisions I've made. All right.
Well, we think it's a pretty good decision too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Annette.
Okay.
See you
Thank you.
later. All right, next up, I have Anthea, and I love Anthea's story. She's going to be giving handmade Christmas cards and a voucher for 10% off the cost of commissioning her to draw a unique A4 pet-sized portrait. So this is an 80-pound value, so it's a big deal. But I just want to thank her so much for being here. But also, I want to tell her story a little bit because Anthea, you did not start out in the world of pet portraits, did you?
No, I didn't, Joy. Good morning. It's lovely to be here. Thank you very much indeed for inviting me. No, I didn't. Well, until March last year, I was running a travel PR company. And as we all know, what's happened in March last year, within the course, actually, it was barely, weeks. I think I can remember my first client ringing me on the 27th of February and saying, I've just got to put everything on hold. We just didn't know what was going to happen in the
Yeah,
world.
this was
And
in travel
this was
PR
travel
where, I mean,
PR.
all travel stopped and any
Everything. Yeah,
PR around it, that was one of the easiest cost cutting measures travel companies could make. So
absolutely.
you started Tech Pixies and did you have any idea at all that you would be doing pet portraits?
No, I didn't really. I mean, I've always loved drawing. I grew up on a farm in the West Country, which is actually where I am now. But it's no, I've got an art degree background, so I've always loved drawing. But I didn't really think I would be creating pet portraits right now.
So how did I get started? I mean, not only have you started creating pet portraits, but you've been featured in the press, and that might have a little bit to do with your PR background. But
It does, yes.
how did you even get started on that? And then how did you make the shift to doing that to actually, celebrate pets, but also make some money?
Sure. So yeah, I think it was, as I say, the start of lockdown. I joined TechPixies. I just saw this as an opportunity. I knew I had to do something whilst everything else was on hold. Wanted to upskill in social media, joined TechPixies, and from there, I was really encouraged to kind of really explore other things as well, and use and also with mindset as much. The more that you talked to us about mindset, I really thought I love drawing, but it's such a complete way of really just focusing on something completely different. So I started going back to drawing. And exploring that creativity, and from there I then thought, well, I really love doing that. And I started using Instagram. People saw my work and started to ask me to draw their pets. So that's really how it all started. And I've now got, so I've been doing lots of different types of drawing, and I'm also starting to develop ideas to then put the drawings onto other things. So things like mugs. So for example, I've got I'm sitting here with my display. Actually, I'm doing a Christmas fair tomorrow, so I'm mocking up the Christmas fair and how it's going to look. That's why I'm sitting with things behind.
I love it. This is Christmas fair time, and all of our lovely TechPixies who sell products are going back out.
Yeah, so this is an example. So this is a drawing. I don't know if Kirsten's on, but this is a drawing of Jessie, and there's a picture of Jessie behind. So things like this, I'm now looking at suppliers to help me to put the drawings onto other things.
I love it.
As well. So I'm developing a range of cards so people can have the animal put onto different cards, that sort of thing. So it's all.
And you're donating to our FAB Box. It says here, handmade Christmas card, and a voucher for 10% off the cost of commissioning a unique A4 size pet portrait. I mean, that's such a gift, because you can do that for yourself, or you could do it for somebody else who loves their pet. I mean, I think that's just such a blessing to give that gift to someone. So thank you for contributing to that. Now tell me, how has your life changed since you started TechPixies?
So much. I mean, I've learned obviously not only how to upskill in social media, but I watched your WordPress tutorial, and I've set up my own website. So it is very much a work in progress still, but I've been following all the steps, and big shout out to Pip Isles as well, who's really helped me, because I ended up with loads of different pages that were all in draft. I hadn't got a clue what I was doing, but anyway, so I'm having fun doing that. And so yeah, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey so far. I'm absolutely loving it. Thank you very much.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like, we teach different social media networks, but then what happens is you get confidence once you've worked with 6 different social media networks or 5 different social media networks. Taking on a website is like, you don't even think about it. You're not scared about it. You're not nervous about it. You're just like, oh, I figured these things out. I can figure these things out. And it's like this mental shift from the person who didn't know how to do any of it to actually, I know how to do these things now. I've had the guidance and then not only that, but I can do whatever I want now with tech, because there's that barrier that people overcome. At what point do you think you kind of overcame that barrier around being nervous around technology or trying to create things?
I am still very much a work in progress. Every step, I kind of think, oh my goodness, I'm really not quite sure what I'm doing here.
Stronger than ever now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't work out. How do I change the menu? And how do I add something? Oh, I'll go away.
But it doesn't stop you anymore.
It doesn't stop me. Absolutely. I know there'll be a tutorial somewhere that I can refer back to. Or I could just get on the call or get in touch with another TechPixie and say, oh, I'm really struggling with this. What do you suggest? And there'll be somebody there who'll have the knowledge and will understand and know and help, and everybody's very willing to share that knowledge. So it's wonderful to
that to me is what is so amazing, is the collaboration, like how many people are working together. So you have used your PR skills to help some other people in our community get into the press. So I know was it Charlotte, you helped her get into the press?
I did, that's right, yes, because through a journalist that I know called Julie Peasgood, I was talking to her, and I know Julie as a cruise writer, and that's how we've worked together and we've travelled together. And when I was telling her what I was doing, she said, well, I also write for Craft Beautiful magazine. And she said, I'd love to feature you. So she featured my work, and then I introduced her to Charlotte. and she's featured Charlotte, and then we were meant to be going this year, but it's going to now be delayed till next year. But Charlotte and I are going to be joining a cruise that Julie is doing, and we're going to go to France next December to teach people how to do various crafts as part of
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, so it's it was going to be this December, but obviously with everything that's been going on, they've had to delay the cruise. But yeah, so it's a really lovely synergy of all the things I do, that PR work, all my knowledge of travel, and then bringing the crafts in as well. It's been
and what are your favorite social media networks?
I love Instagram, and I'm developing a real love for Pinterest actually as well.
Oh, Pip's gonna love that.
Really creative, and yeah, so that's been a real learning curve for me to develop that. And I love using video, and I've learned so much from working with Tracy Davenport in terms of creating reels and videos. And I mean, just even doing something like this, I would never have done something like this time last year, never in a million years. But it's just putting your brave pants on and just doing it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that is one of the things that's in the Fab Box, is our brave pants magnet that Lisa Mellis created for us, our brand manager. Didn't she do a great job with the Fab Box and the all of that? And in the Fab Box, there are a number of things. There's a star scarf. There is there's a gift from Palm Tiddly Palm. There's the gift from you. We're going to be talking about all the different gifts there are. There's star soap going in there. There's reusable face wipe sets. We're going to be talking about that next. There's copies of books from women who've gone through our program and donated those. And we even have we just have some amazing. We have a duck with a princess duck with a star crown. I mean, it's all about just a little bit of fun in the holiday season, and it's totally free to enter. And of course, what we'll do is introduce you via email to all of the partners. And, this is what I like to call feel invited, not obligated. Feel invited to stay on their mailing list, to connect with them, to buy products from them, or feel free to unsubscribe. It's about what's right for you. But what we're doing in this Fab Box giveaway is introducing you to some amazing people, women who've gone through our program, and also to this wonderful company, Palm Tiddly Palm. So we're doing this wonderful, it's a wonderful opportunity to see other women who've been brave enough to start their own businesses. And I'll go through the list of things that are included. And, Anthea, you should tell me if you're interested in any of these, but we've got a special edition brownie slab with gold painted pastry stars from the Letterbox Gift Company. I'm going to be interviewing them.
You have your brownies. That's good.
That one's good. And then we've got the Little Book of Tao by Rev Deb. Who's an interfaith minister. We've got the book Gorse Lodge by Anne Marie Miles, who I'm going to interview soon. And she's launched this podcast and it's just gone crazy. We've also got a candle from Kayla Hall, which is a Tech Pixie. It's a special scent that was specifically for Tech Pixies. And then, of course, we've got the face mask and the snood, which actually Annette was just wearing. So it's going to be a lot of fun getting your hands on that Fab Box.
Wonderful.
Will you be entering?
I absolutely. When I saw the list of prizes, yes, definitely. I've got my eye on quite a few of those. So.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for being here. And I'm going to move on and speak to Petrina. But thanks so much for your donations to the Fab Box. And if people want to find out about pet portraits, that we've linked to you directly on to the TechPixies.com/giveaway link. So if you want to go and check out any of the people that have kindly donated to the Fab Box, you can go find out all about them at TechPixies.com/giveaway. Thanks, Anthea.
Thanks, Joy.
All right. So, Petrina, you're up next, my friend. I'm so excited that you're here.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we're talking all about different people who've gone through the TechPixies program who sell products, because we're featuring them in our Fab Box giveaway. So let's talk about you, because you do some really cool stuff with fabric, and I'm very excited to get my Highland Cow commissioned pajamas. So she's making a very special exception for me. I love Scotland, and she knows that, so we're going to work that out. But you're going to be donating reusable face wipe sets in a Christmas organizer bag. Is that right?
Yeah, in little I've got it here somewhere. It's behind me in the chaos. In a little pouch that you can keep them all in if you're traveling or anything like that. So it's only little, but it's useful.
Well, talk to me about your business and how you started it and what you're doing now. And because you're going back to the Christmas fairs as well. This is something that I'm hearing from a lot of people. They're getting ready. And in fact, you posted a picture of your Christmas stall onto social media. And I was like, I need your hedgehog, I need your hedgehog pillowcase because we have a garden room in our house that I'm building out with all sorts of gardeny things. But tell us about your Christmas stalls and your Christmas fairs and how you got started and what you do.
So I'm in the process of starting up the business. So I do commission makes mainly. I do try and sell via Instagram and things like that, but it's still a work in progress. So I try and make clothing for children who have got sensory processing disorder. I started sewing 11 years ago. I'm self-taught, so do a bit as a hobby, what have you. And I'd had my eldest child. And back when he was born, we're not talking a long time ago, but he's only 11, but there wasn't the availability of what we have now on the high street, which is it's quite a saturated market. But so I try and create clothes that are fun, that they're different because every child is different, that I tailor make to if a child had particular interests, or if some people are farmers, so we try and go farming route. And I live quite a rural area, so I do a lot of tractors, and I want to try and establish it so it's available for children who might not want to wear clothes that you buy from the supermarket or you buy from the high street. Again, it's work in progress, so I appreciate everybody's thank you, Joy. So I appreciate everybody's input.
What I love about what you're doing on Instagram is you're asking people, you're sharing patterns, and you're asking people which ones they like, and you're actually making decisions based on what your audience is feeding back to you. And I think that is so cool because that's a great way to engage the audience. You're also including pictures of yourself on your social media feeds and and your son. And I think this is so important because one of the things that we realize at TechPixies, I realized a while ago, was women were afraid to put themselves on social media, especially when we're 35 to 55 plus. We didn't grow up in selfie culture. We're not used to doing selfies. And so it's not something that comes naturally to us. And it's not that you need to have your selfie all over the place. But what I think it does is it brings the brand to life. It connects it to a real human. And, people buy from people. And so, and I love what you've done here. You've brought your son into the picture. You've brought yourself into the picture. And you're also engaging the audience and having the audience really get involved with the decisions that you're making about the products that you're creating. And I think that just is such a beautiful thing. And not everyone does that. So I want to first of all commend you for doing that, because I think that's a huge gift that you're giving to your community, to have them be a part of the business that you are building.
Thank you. I find it's because I'm what you'd call a micro business. So I haven't got masses of money behind me. This goes to all the TechPixies who are like, I haven't got money to start a business. I don't. I haven't. I've taken on a housekeeping job. When I started TechPixies, I wasn't working at all, and I was really, really lucky to get the scholarship, which I didn't get it the first time round, but I got it the second time round. So I was quite determined to get on your course. And as a result of TechPixies, I applied for it's just a housekeeping job. It's nothing glamorous. I do it 3 days a week. It pays for my TechPixies, and it pays so I can buy more fabric. And that's what I want, So I can't buy masses of fabrics. I can't go to wholesalers because I don't need 10 meters, because that's not what I'm about. I'm about having individually crafted items for either yourself as an adult, or for your home, or for your child. I don't do mass produced. And so I think it's important when I put on Instagram particularly that I don't want to buy fabric that nobody wants, because that's not sensible. But so it's nice to get a feel for what is and isn't popular, really. But yeah, so it is
100%. But here's what I love about your story, right? Okay, you applied for a scholarship, you didn't get it, you applied again, And and then in the meantime, you went and got a job that could fund the scholarship, because the scholarships are not free. You have to pay for your course still, but there's a reduction in the costs. And we don't have scholarships. We don't even have them available right now because they're all we gave them all out. We gave more than we should have given in the last year. And so we're now rebuilding our scholarship funds so that we can offer more. So it's something that, and we did introduce something that we've never had before. We introduced a low-cost membership, which we find a lot of our scholarship students who are interested in applying for a scholarship for the big program have joined the membership because they can afford it. It's a much more affordable fee, but also they can start making progress on the course and they don't have to wait until we have the scholarship fund ready for the next round. And that I think has been a real blessing for a lot of people who don't have the time to do the big program because it's a lot more time intensive, or B, they don't have the budget yet. So we introduced that to help people make that decision, for themselves as to how do I want to move forward, because we didn't want to stop anyone from moving forwards. But what I love, this says so much about you as a person, that this is your dream, this is your passion, so you're going to find a way to fund it. And the way that you found to fund that is this 3-day-a-week job. And like you said, it's not glamorous, but it's funding your dream. And there'll come a day where the thing that you're doing in your dream and in your heart actually can replace that income. And that's the really exciting part. And I love the pragmatic approach, but also the fact that, like you said, I'm going to move forward with, do what I can with what I have with where I'm at. And that's such a cool thing to do.
Because I think that it's quite important to think that for me, TechPixies has helped me see not where I am now, but where I want to be and how I'm going to feel, and what do I want to achieve. So I may not have my website yet. That's fine. I have a 10-year-old boy who could probably set up a website for me. He's so smart, it's unbelievable. So, when he's a little bit older, I can say to him, right, there we go do mum a website, because he is really tech savvy. I have a lot of support family-wise and friends-wise. And TechPixies, some of my customers are TechPixies and they're absolutely amazing. Like, thank you very much. This time last year, I was a bit kind of, oh, no one's going to buy my stuff. And now I'm like, no, they will. I just need to get it out there. So I'm kind of, the ants that you teach us to squash, I squash daily. Even coming on here, like, thank you so much for having me. But I've already posted that I wasn't going to come on because I was so scared. Even this morning, I had to have a pep talk from a friend to come on. But it is, and I would recommend to any TechPixie starting out later on, just go for it, because what's the worst that's going to happen? Nothing bad has happened. Everything's a learning experience. And I think, especially now I'm in my 40s, well, I'm only just in my 40s, I'm a bit more pragmatic. And I think you have to be to succeed. I think you have to be kind of like, the world is not going to end if I go live on Facebook. It's not going to end if I go on Instagram and do a reel. It's, what's going to happen?
Goodness, you might even get a sale if you go live on Facebook and people love your stuff. You just don't know. I mean, that's why I'm wearing Jim. This is Jim, the polar bear. Those of you who can't see it, I've got this really cute polar bear on my shirt. And that, that's something that Palm to Palm created. And they've given a discount to anyone listening to this, anyone watching this that wants to go buy any of their swag, which of course I love. It's stronger than ever, right? How cool is that? And so if you use TechPixies 10, there's a code, TechPixies 10 on the Palm to Palm website, you'll get a discount code for anything that you purchase. But part of the reason we're doing this series is to highlight these amazing creative products and projects that women in our community are working on. We are not, we do have a percentage of women that come in through our program that want to be social media managers or consultants or trainers, but we have another very large group of women that want to be online trainers, or want to start their own businesses, coaching others, from all sorts of backgrounds. And then we have another amazing subset of women who are selling products, and many of those products came out of the vision boards and the mindset work we do in the program, where they didn't really realize, oh my gosh, I could make a living with my creativity. And that's been so much fun, and I think for me as well, realizing that we're all creative, and we just don't tap into it. We kind of lose it as children. And if we can tap back into that creative life, we can, that's what we are, right? We create everything in our life, first in the mind and then in reality. So, you know, this polar bear was an idea that, you know, Han and Jess had, and they made it come to reality. You have the same gift. And I love that you're, you know, breathing life into that dream and breathing life into that gift. And the stuff you create is absolutely beautiful, and it's completely heart-centered. And I think that's so true. You know, we spoke earlier to Annette, who, while she was being, coming out of being bullied at work, she started making handmade soap. And, you know, that's what she's donated to the FAB Box, you know, the star soap that she made while she was going through that process. And now she's a coach helping other women go through that process. So, you know, the purpose-filled businesses just completely blow my mind. And the different women who in the program who are connecting with each other and working with each other and collaborating with each other and shouting out with each other, it's so huge. But I really want to thank you for offering to donate something to the FAB Box and for sharing your story.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me and letting me share some of what my story is. And you never know, this time next year I might be back on again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I always love whenever, sometimes I speak to people and I think, okay, and I did this with Anne Marie, who's coming up next, but I would love for you to just think, you know, 10 years from now when we're having a conversation, you know, what are you going to be telling me about? What's going to have changed in your life because you made the decision to move forwards now?
Oh gosh, yes. That's quite a scary thought. Well, I'll have grown men as sons for a start. Like one will be 21, so that's quite a scary thought to think that far ahead. But who knows, Joy? It's nice, the process, just getting there, isn't it? It's kind of enjoying the whole process. Yeah.
But what I love is every time I ask someone that question, especially after they've had all the mindset training, you know, it's like everything is and always will be fine. It's like you've got a different security on a mental side that you're just going to be able to figure it out. Whatever comes your way, you're going to be able to make it happen, to figure it out. It's just so cool.
Yeah. And I think that's what the mindful work has helped me, like 110%. I was in a really dark place. Lockdowns completely wiped me of who I was, and actually sewing got me through a lot of it. But it was your course and Teresa and all the help you get through looking at your own thought processes and how you feel that has got to me where I am now, which is on a live talking to you and however many TechPixies. And I would never have done this 6 months ago. Never. Like, you, absolutely not. It wouldn't have happened. So, and all I can say is thank you for everything that you do for all of us TechPixies. It's just, I think you'll never know the big difference you make. There's not enough words that can say, you know, how fabulous TechPixies is and the change, not just for me, but for my family and my 3 boys and my husband. I think I've saved his sanity, me finding TechPixies. I think he's just, you know, happy I found my happy place.
I've thought we should do a series of interviews with the husbands. That would be so much fun, wouldn't it? To tap into the husbands and like just hear how life has changed for them. And I can see Anne Marie, she's laughing her head off right now. Like, if we could just interview the husbands, interview the children, because you're right. There's a follow-on effect from changing, you know, from embracing a positive mental attitude. There is an effect that it's not just you. And I know that for every woman that's come through our program, and we've had 750 women come through our VIP group coaching program, and we've now got almost 100 members already in our low-cost membership, so they can get started while they're waiting to get to that place where they can go into the VIP group coaching program. But what we found is there's a knock-on effect, and you're not talking about 750 individuals or 100 individuals. You're talking about, you know, 4 times that, 5 times that, 10 times that, because the impact they have on their friends' lives. I mean, Anne Marie's coming up next, and we had a person who joined our VIP group coaching program, and they're like, I want what Anne Marie has. That's why I'm joining this, right? Like, whatever you did to Anne Marie, I want for me. And I think that's the gift of the power of the mindset and changing the subconscious programming. because we are hardwired. 80 to 90% of the things we do on autopilot. And until we consciously change the way we think, we can't change our lives. We can't change the circumstances. And anyone who's been in a long marriage, or anyone who's had kids who are, a couple years old, they know it's the long game. It's the long game, but we get into routines and habits, and we don't break them easily without consciously changing those. So yeah, I think we need to do a husband podcast series. I think that would be really, really interesting.
I think the children one would be quite funny, because I know what mine would say, and it's all lies.
What would yours say? I'm so curious.
Oh gosh, they would probably say, Mummy shouts less. I don't, but I just don't shout at them as much. And I think they'll probably say Mummy's happy. And that's the big thing. Whereas I wasn't happy, and they knew I wasn't. They could see it in me. There's a difference. And as much as you protect your children, but then I'll be really quick, because I know you've got Anne-Marie waiting. I've got 3 boys, all within... Sorry, Anne-Marie, sorry. They're all within the autistic spectrum. So they all have challenges and difficulties. My eldest child has mental health difficulties, and your program has helped me help him. And that's the major thing. You can't put a price on that, to know your child's mental health is under some sort of support, not just from yourself, but, he has other help. But I think, I'm really proud of the place that he's in at the moment. And I think without TechPixies, that wouldn't happen.
That's incredible, because kids know. They know if we're happy or not. And that reflects in the way we speak to them, everything. Lisa says, yes, Lisa, I'm sorry. Thank you for being here. And thank you for crying. Lisa says, and wives. Yes. Yeah, we got to interview Jenny, which is Lisa's wife. And I would love to interview Jenny. That would be so much fun. I love Jenny. Jenny is so cool. So, but yeah, we definitely, husbands and wives, married, unmarried, just the people in people's lives. I would love to interview them and bring them on. Lindsay says, fabulous chat. Abby says, would never have known you had ants this morning. Loved what you shared. So glad I tuned in. And Allie says, looks great, Petrina. We'll check you out on Instagram. Very original idea and looks cool. Good luck with your business and well done. Yeah, Allie she's one of our superstars in the membership, which is so cool. So Petrina, I thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. I think there was such power in those words when you said, they know I'm happy now. And I think there's that's a message we can all take. We deserve, if you are living and breathing on this earth, you deserve happiness.
Yeah.
We are meant to live a full and fulfilling life. And that means starting with changing the way we think, because if we can change the way we think and we can see abundance where there, in the face of lack, if we can see abundance in the face of lack, that is where we're going to move forwards. And a lot of people, they focus on what they don't have versus what they would love to have. And if they can shift the vibration from what they don't have to what they would love to have, and it's not just stuff, it's, it's the attitude and the, what would it feel like to feel grateful for the things that I do have? And, I have a mentor, Mary Morrissey. She says, I don't even get out of bed. I don't put my foot on the floor until I have felt that complete vibration of gratitude. What am I grateful for today? And I had this moment when I was in Italy. I hadn't seen my family for 2 years. And I went for a run. I haven't been able to run for 2 months, so I really miss running. But when I was running in Italy, and I got to this place where the sun just came, it was setting, but it really spread everywhere. And I just shut my eyes and I could feel the sun on my eyelids. And that is my happy place. That is like getting the sun across my eyelids, it makes me feel whole. And whenever I need to feel abundance and gratitude, I shut my eyes and I just feel the sunlight on my face. And there's so many moments, in my bedroom, looking out the window, shutting my eyes as the sun's coming up, or going for a walk at a different period. And everyone's got the ability to tune in to that sense of peace and that sense of gratitude and that sense of happiness. And we just don't do it enough. And I love that you are doing it. And I love what impact you're having.
I do my grateful talk in my head every night. I thank the universe, whoever you want to say. But I thank everything I've had for the day, and, put a little prayer over my family, keep them safe. and help them be grateful for what they have, which is quite hard with, you know, a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, and an 11-year-old, because they're never grateful. But I do, and I do the same as you. I live in the Dales, and I just have to look out my window, and I just think, I am so grateful I am where I am. And I wouldn't have been here 4 years ago anyway. So, you know, we took a leap of faith then. I'm taking a leap of faith now. And I think that's what you have to do. You just have to take a leap of faith.
Well, speaking about taking a leap of faith, I'm going to bring up Christian author Anne-Marie Miles. And I want to thank you, Petrina, for being with us today. So appreciate it. All right. So Anne-Marie's already been on the podcast, but we liked her so much, we thought we have to bring her back on. She's just
hello there.
Beautiful voice, beautiful spirit. And it's just so wonderful to have you on. And not only that, but when we were asking our community for donations to our FAB Box, the FAB Box Giveaway, you put your hand up and said, I've got a book I'd love to put in there. So tell us about the book that you've written and why you donated it to the FAB Box.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, I mean, I love my FAB Box. You probably can't see, I've got a couple of my, bit of my TechPixie swag behind me from my FAB Box. But I thought the opportunity to contribute to the FAB Box was just an amazing thing, to have more people in the TechPixie community contribute. And I was thinking, oh gosh, what have I got? You know, and I was thinking, because my products, you know, the main thing about my product at the moment is that it's online. Oh, there he is. There's my.
Yeah, now you can see can you hold the highlighter up actually?
My highlighter.
Yeah, not everyone knows.
Mr. Highlighter and my little ducky.
There we go.
And so I thought, well, what have I got, you know? And then I thought, yeah, of course I could donate one of my books, because I found writing hard. I started writing 10 years ago, just as I was turning 40. And it poured out of me. It was as if it was just kind of welled up in there, and it poured out of me. But I found lockdown writing was hard, which is what started me to move on to the podcasting, because I knew I could talk. But I have self-published 3 books. 2 of them are short stories. But for TechPixies, I'm giving Gorse Lodge, which is my first novel. I've done 2 collections of short stories, but Gorse Lodge is my first novel. And I'm so proud of my book babies. I have to be honest with you. I love this story. I love the characters. And I'm in the process of editing my second novel at the moment. So yeah. So
tell us about the story without giving it away. Give us a little insight into the story.
So the story is, so there's a bit of history. So there's like a Downton Abbey style house that kind of came to the end of its glory days in the 40s. And something happened. There was a scandal. There was an incident. And there was a lodge. There was like a gatekeeper's lodge, which was part of the grounds. And the family cut the lodge off from the grounds because of what happened. Years later, the daughter of 2 former members of staff of the big house has lost both her parents and receives an anonymous legacy, but there's a condition to the legacy, and the legacy is this lodge. She has no idea who has bequeathed it to her, and the condition is that she can't sell it until she lives in it for 12 months, but she can't live in it because it has been derelict since the 40s, and the story is set just before we come into the 2000s. So what does she do, and how does she find out? But there's a lot of history about her parents had her when they were older. So when she was small, they were kind of getting into their older years. And her father was a devoted fan of the family of that house and wouldn't ever let her talk about the lodge when she was small. And years later, she ends up, it's being left to her by an anonymous benefactor.
Oh my goodness, this sounds riveting. And of course, I don't know if you know this or not, but we have a film director in the TechPixie community. So I think you're going to have to connect with Jane and get her to send over the book for her to review as possible.
Absolutely. My goodness, I've already cast it. I already know who's going to play. Derek Jacobi is going to play my baddie, and so I've got my cast. So
I love that.
So,
Well, thank you, Anne-Marie, for coming on again. Of course, we've got your whole story captured
Yes.
on an amazing podcast that people can go and listen to. In fact, I'm going to just pull up do you remember which episode you were?
113, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
113. I forgot. You've just started out in the podcasting world, and I know you're already in double digits.
I'm at number 15 now, and you're at you're 100 and nearly ahead of me.
Yeah, but I loved listening to episode 15. I listened to it the other day. It was a very powerful episode. So, Anne-Marie, you've got a real talent and gift, not just for writing, but also for podcasting. And I want to thank you. But you're right. It is episode 113. So if you want to hear more of Anne-Marie's story, go and check it out. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Next up. Now, this is quite fun. Every year, we do something called the TechPixie Awards. And it's an annual tradition. We've been doing it now for several years. And community members nominate other community members to win awards. And we have 6 awards now. And we have a wonderful TechPixie who is going to tell her story in a minute. But she is the person providing the awards this year. So Natalie, welcome. And tell us, now, can I just say, I did not know that a tombstone was the same thing as an award. So tell us a little bit about tombstones, how they got their name, and how they are also now used for awards.
Yeah, sure. It's a bit of a morose name, isn't it? It's not very nice. It's actually for investment bankers. So they work on deals of mergers and acquisitions. And traditionally, they had to put a tombstone in the newspaper legally to show what company had bought what company out. But now it's merged into something rather unusual like this. I'll show you a tombstone, which I can't see. I don't know if you can see it. This is like all little boxes and this is the kind of stuff that we do. It doesn't look like an award all the time. That one's an unusual one. But yeah, so it's yeah.
Well, I just remember I remember when I first met you, when you first joined the program, I remember looking up tombstones going, oh, wow, this is really interesting. Because, I thought it was like a gravestone, right? Like not actually a deal thing, or that you could move that over. So you're going to be providing some star tombstones for our winners. I want to run through the categories. So we have the TechPixies Social Media Service Provider of the Year. We have the TechPixies Business of the Year. We've got the TechPixies Returner or Career Changer of the Year. We've also got the TechPixie Team Member of the Year, the TechPixie Coach of the Year, and the TechPixie Ambassador of the Year. So there's 6 opportunities. We also have a highly commended. So there's 12 opportunities to win an award, but you have to be in it to win it. And you have to nominate yourself or be nominated by someone in the community. And it's really interesting because I find women are afraid to put themselves forwards for awards. And it's such an important thing to do, because whether you win or you don't win, it helps you to reflect on what you've accomplished in the last year. But then if you do win, it just gives you that little bit of an extra boost. What do you think, how would you encourage women to kind of rise above their fear and apply to win an award?
Well, I think we're very bad in the UK at actually acknowledging people and celebrating people. And I think we're very good at, with children, they do lots of sports and they get medals and awards. And then at some point that all goes and no one's appreciated anymore. So why not put yourself forward? Why not take that leap and have a go? You're going to have fun anyway, whether you win or not. It's not the point, is it? But
no, exactly. It's like I said, it's about that reflecting on what you have accomplished. And I think that's so important. So it's only for TechPixies to enter. They can enter themselves or they can enter someone else. But if you are watching this video, if you're listening to this podcast and you are a TechPixie and you want to nominate someone or you want to get in on the awards, they are open now. So we've got the giveaway, the FAB Giveaway box, which is open today on the 19th of November as we're filming this, and it will be open for people to enter until the 10th of December. The awards are available to enter until the 20th of December. So we got a little bit more time there. Now, tell me about, a lot of people don't know your story, and I think this is great to tell the story. Tell us how you got it started and some of the stories behind it that have made it into what it is today.
Yeah, so I used to work as a graphic designer in London. I was a packaging designer actually for Body Shop. And then I somehow managed to become a designer for awards. I'm not sure how that happened, one of those things. And then I fell pregnant with our first child. And we moved out of London, and I thought, I don't want to be commuting into London and working 9 till 6 every day. It was too much. And then I just thought, why not just be a competitor? So I just put my brave pants on, Joy, and just set it up really, and started with nothing. I didn't know had no contacts, no one in the investment banking industry, because I was always design side. I wasn't client facing. And I had to learn very quickly how to get myself out there, how to talk to people, how to get leads in, and how to put proposals together. And also talking to procurement and things like that with big banks. It's a bit different. It's not talking to just another person. It's lots of people that have to sign off of deals. But yeah, and it's been a very, very long journey. I've had 2 children in between that time, so the business has kind of gone up and down at certain points. But yeah, it's on its way. It's getting there.
Well, tell me why you joined TechPixies and how TechPixies has helped you with your business.
Sure. So I joined TechPixies because I felt really lost with social media. As a business owner, I thought, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing at all. Am I doing this right? So it's really, really helped me have that confidence to know that actually I can do this. And also it means in the future I could possibly know what to look out for if I need to employ someone. But also on another level, it's made me so much more confident. I'm doing networking, I'm leading groups and workshops and things that I would never have done before. I was very much hiding behind my computer, my little Mac, working away and just sending emails. But yeah, it really has changed me personally, which is amazing, I think. And just what you guys do is really good. So
well, it's so important. I remember in the boot camp and in Social Media Supercharge, we always have people do a live video, that very first live video where your heart is pounding out of your chest. I mean, do you remember when you did your first live video on social, what that felt like?
Oh my God, I was so nervous. My knees were knocking, my heart was pounding in my chest. And I remember just standing in my kitchen thinking, just do it. I had no makeup on or anything. But once you've done it, it's fine. It's that initial first, okay, let's take that, let's do that. But yeah.
Absolutely. And I think and that's why now you can do lives and it doesn't even faze you, and you do it with such ease. And I think that, and grace and beauty. And I think that I think we've seen that happen with the TechPixies, is that as they get confident in themselves and get confident with social media, they're breaking down barriers and moving forwards. And it's such a beautiful thing to see.
Oh no, thank you very much. Actually, thank you.
Well, where can people find you if they want to? Well, actually, I know where they can find you. We've linked to all of the amazing companies that have been set up by TechPixies who've gone through our program, and also by our partners like Pom Tiddly Pom. You can actually click through to their websites and look at all of their stuff and what they do, and find out more at techpixies.com/giveaway. And of course, if you are a TechPixie and you're excited about entering the awards or want to enter someone into the awards, you can go to techpixies.com/awards. Now, I want to thank you so much for your time, Natalie. And I really want to thank everyone for putting their hands up and saying, I'm going to contribute to the FAB Box. We're very excited about this FAB Box giveaway, and we've got 5 of them going. And we will be drawing a winner, I believe, on the 10th of December, 5 winners on the 10th of December to get these out hopefully before Christmas so that they can sit under the Christmas tree. And then, of course, with the awards, those will come in the new year when we have our Winter Festival. The very first week back in January, I'm very excited about the Winter Festival. And we will be announcing those awards and giving those away then. So, Natalie, thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate your time and also your contribution to the community.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Let me just say congratulations to anyone who wins.
I love that. That was the best confetti ever. All right. Thanks, Natalie.
Take care.
All right. Well, that was really special. I got to talk to some incredible women who have put themselves out of their comfort zone, chased their dreams, set up businesses. Many of them are in the very early stages of their businesses, unlike Natalie, who might be further on in her business. But They wanted to contribute to the Fab Box. They wanted to give you a gift at Christmas. And of course, we would love for you to feel invited, not obligated, to join our Fab Box giveaway. And of course, we will be sharing your emails with the amazing people that have contributed to the Fab Box. You can go check them all out at the techpixies.com/giveaway link. We've linked to all of the different people. And of course, you can enter the Fab Box and then decide which organizations that you would like to continue learning from, or continue learning about their products from. But I just want to say thank you to every single woman who has put her hand up to offer a gift inside this Fab Box. They're very special boxes to receive. We know our TechPixies love receiving them, and now we wanted to share them with the rest of the world. And I guess that leads to the other very exciting news, which is hopefully by the start of the new year, we will have our own star shop available for you to purchase TechPixies branded merchandise. Things like our highlighters, which people lose and need to replace, or our magnets, the Brave Pants magnets that you might want to send to a friend who might need a little bit of courage. So thank you to everyone who came today and watched us live. Thank you to those of you who are listening on the podcast. I hope these stories have inspired you to chase your dreams. We'll see you soon. Thanks for listening.